A little bit of a conversation with them. Black and B Cup, our casters for this game. How's it going, guys? And what do you guys think of these drafts so far?
It's going pretty well. Drafts, I feel like I would have liked that troll at the end. But Jug, you think that's going to be enough?
We spoke about a troll also. If they had a Jug, I would say Vice has it in the bag 100% pretty much. But the Juggernaut makes it a bit more difficult to lean towards Vice. I think it's more 50-50 now.
Okay. Alrighty, let's get some predictions in then. Starting with Lacoste, what is your prediction for this one?
I'll still go with 496. I think this Nature's Prophet can go for like versatile item build here, whatever it's needed. Okay. Yeah, I want to see this Night Stalker pop off. Has all the tools needed in this game.
Is it?
Same, too much mobility. You have Prophet. Yeah, you have Prophet jumping behind the Venomancer together with the Night Stalker. Too much mobility on the side of 496.
Yeah, I think this is just looking like too good of a Night Stalker game, and they play it so well. So I'm afraid it's going to be 3 for 496. V-Cop and Black, what are you guys' predictions for this one? Don't make it 5, guys. Come on.
I'm going Vice. I trust my boy Palos. I'm gonna back him. I think I'd like to be the odd one out. Do I get extra points for that if I'm the odd man out?
Absolutely not. But we'll give you a patch
points.
But you lose more points if you're wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the risk.
I'm going for 496. I would have gone for Vice if they picked Troll, but I don't believe in this Juggernaut against Ursa matchup. It's not very good, I think, and they got us in the bag.
They got us in the bag. Alrighty, well that's 4 votes for 496. Only 1 for Vice Esports, but maybe, just maybe, they can do it. We don't hate their draft. We just feel like one draft is better than the other. Alrighty, guys. Well, the game is now live, so we're going to hand it across to B-Cop and Black, who are going to be a commentary duo for this matchup. Gentlemen, take it away.
Ready to go. Thank you, Nomad. I'm ready. I'm ready to back Vice. But we'll see how it goes.
Honestly, if they picked that troll, I would have backed them 100% too. It just feels like, as I said, this Juggernaut against Ursa matchup, like you want to Omni-Slash him, he just enrages, you know. Whereas Troll, you just have this permanent blinding access, and you can't really fight the Troll ever as an Ursa until you get BKB. It's just such a better matchup, you know. I don't know why they chose to pick this Juggernaut.
It seemed like the obvious choice was the Troll.
Yeah, to everyone, right?
Yeah, the panel, we were talking about it. We were saying Troll seems like that choice.
What do you think made them...
I think they want to prove us wrong, maybe. They're just like, you know, everybody's saying Troll. We want a little bit more of a hill to climb, make it more of a challenge. Or maybe it's just, you know, comfortability on the hero.
Yeah, comfortable probably, yeah. I know Palos plays a really good Juggernaut.
Yeah,
I haven't really seen him play much Troll at all, so maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would have been a much better pick for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility to see, you know, the comfortability on a hero come into play with that. So it's very interesting. The lanes will look a little difficult. You were talking about how that Venomancer is going to be a bit of a problem, and I'm kind of excited to see how they deal with it, as well as, you know, what the Venomancer build's going to be, how he's going to go against this, what should be the Clockwork and the Ursa.
Yeah, it's going to be incredibly tough for this Ursa to get any sort of game going, honestly. I've seen it yesterday in an EU game. He had like 2,500 net worth in 15 minutes, which is like support net worth, basically. Yeah, it's just so hard to lane against the Venomancer. Anytime you get Galed and one hit, like you just can't, like you lose half your health and you have no movement speed. There's a Tiny on top who can just avalanche and toss you. It's going to be a very tough game for the Ursa, for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of that also could depend on how quickly maybe the Tiny gets that Blink Dagger, has that ability to just jump in, use the Avalanche Toss. Yeah. Are you trying to toss him onto anybody in particular? Is it like, you know, you're trying to alley-oop and get him right on top of, say, the Jug, or set something up with that toss, or is it more just getting that positioning and maybe throwing him away from his team?
I mean, this game in particular, Tiny, I don't think has any good target to combo kill, because all of the Radiant is pretty tanky. So I think the main use of his Blink Dagger this game, as you said, will be the repositioning. Just like throw a guy out of position. And then, I think it's going to be a tough Tiny game, to be honest. Like they have all the chance in the world to run away with this game, 496, because they have a snowball lineup. You know, they have this Prophet who can get a fast Orchid. Against this Puck, they have this Night Stalker who can get a fast BKB Blink. This Puck can potentially be very, very useless also. I'm just basing it on the fact that I'm a little bit of a 496 fanboy.
It's coming
Bombi
out,
is
I
my
already
boy.
feel it.
Yeah, Bombi is my boy. I've played so much party queue with him while I was in SEA, and we win pretty much almost every game. This guy is so good. He has so much talent, and the team is just really good, actually. I think it's one of the better dark horses of the tournament, and they have a chance to go all the way.
they really impressed me with their play coming into this tournament, the qualifiers coming through.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to see what Vice have. I know a couple of these guys, like Palace was on Execration. They had like a bit of a run, I would say, maybe the like tier 2 SEA and like
the honeymoon phase.
There is that like honeymoon phase, and they were doing really well, and then now he's here with Vice. But 496 has definitely impressed me at times, and I think there are a lot of maybe people who are watching who maybe haven't seen 496 exactly, or even Vice, because Vice is a bit of a newer org, right? They just kind of came into it. So
I actually played with their previous org for a little while, so I know the guys pretty well. But if we just look at the qualifier run, 496 didn't drop a single game, I think. Whereas Vice Esports, they had a couple of rough games. They barely made it through the lower bracket, I think 2-1 in the final game they had. And if you win that first qualifier without dropping a single game,
feels good.
That's a big statement, because all the good teams are still there, whereas in the second qualifier, of course, 2 of the best teams are already out. And just based on that, I mean, 496 is just beast. They also have Hustler now, who played in RR before. He's an amazing post-4 player. I
think he was still wearing the Reality Rift jersey, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like his Earth Spirit, his Clockwork is amazing. And we might even see a safe lane Phoenix rather than a Clockwork, because Bombi loves his post 5 Phoenix. I think his Dota level is like 27, I think. He's almost a Grandmaster on it. I hate playing against him in pubs. When he plays Phoenix against you just don't want to play Dota. It's brutal.
It's that good.
This guy knows everything, in and out. Like his egg positioning is just so good. He played this year, I think, like 1,500 times already. I think it says in the stats, like in pub games. It's just brutal. Like this guy is just so good.
Yeah, that is a lot of games to play on Phoenix. I don't think I have nearly 10% on any hero of that full amount that he's got.
He's definitely a hero spammer. Wind Ranger as well, techies. He has some extraordinary heroes, for sure.
It'll be interesting to see where they place everybody. We've got Red on this Nature's Prophet, and so far starting out with a Windlace Blightstone.
That is such an interesting item build. Windlace, Blightstone. Usually you want to have some stats, a little bit of region. This Windlace is just to outrun the Juggernaut spin-off course, because now you have a little bit more movement speed than him. But yeah, he has no region. It's going to be pretty tough if he gets zoned level 1. If Juggernaut manages to spin him level 1, he has no region, he has no way to teleport back. It's going to be brutal for him. So maybe they'll make use of that.
On Ryu on the Veno. I'm really excited because we just having that little chat between the two of us before this started. Like, I'm just excited to see how he plays this lane out, because it should be something where he can take advantage.
Definitely. It's also the support Tiny is generally considered quite weak, but if you're in such an advantageous matchup, like Veno against Ursa, Tiny is one of the best supports to have, because you can toss him out of position. The Avalanche is a very good disable that lasts for like almost 2 seconds. It's a very, very good help for the Venomancer in the lane as well. I expect him to be struggling a lot on his bot lane, on his Ursa.
So what's the build for the Venomancer? And then, as a second part to that question, how are you playing as the Ursa to try and work around what that Venomancer ends up going for?
Okay, so usually the build on a Veno would be like a Vessel into more utility items, where there's like a Force Staff or a Pipe or Heaven's Halberd even against the Ursa as well. He will be going the utility route for sure. And Ursa, really all you can do is just get all the CS you can, and like level 4, you just got to retreat to the jungle, honestly. There's not much you can do in this lane.
Taking a look at the triple split. Looking at all these lanes hung up against Bob in mid lane. That's one that I wasn't truly expecting. Night Stalker, very much one of those off-lane staples.
Yep.
But coming in mid up against this Puck, what makes it a good matchup for him?
He has very high init region, as well as pretty high armor for a melee hero. And honestly, the only problem Night Stalker can have in a game is when he gets bullied out of lane. And the Puck cannot bully a Night Stalker out of lane. He just doesn't have the damage capability to do so. So he'll just get level 6 fast, he'll get a bottle, and he'll probably start moving around the map, making some plays, maybe even on the Venomancer, just to alleviate some pressure from the Ursa.
We'll have to see where he is and where he goes with that first night, how active he's going to be.
Yeah. It's going to be a big part of this game. Like, he will need to make space for that Ursa, because, as we said, he's going to have a rough time. You can already see bot lane is... Like, he can't play. He got Galed, he just gets right-clicked. He might even die if he gets tossed back.
Now the Tiny's coming over. He's got the toss ready to go. Gets him up in the air on Ryu. Has Gale up in 6 more seconds, but that harassment is quite a bit. He's still got 4 tangos to his name. This is still looking like a bit of a rough lane for him, despite the fact that he is 6-2, and there it is. There's the Venomous Gale once again. And again, the Tiny looking has that toss available, ready to go. So tosses him up into the air, right under the Venomancer. A couple of right clicks come in, but now Onryu looking to finish off that first blood.
Deny maybe?
I think he's holding it. Yeah, he's trying to time the deny, and it will be the Tiny who takes first blood. DPC ends up giving it up. So we talked about the struggles that Ursa could have, and they're apparent already.
Yeah. It's it's one of the worst lanes in the entire game for him. There's just not much you can do. I'm very surprised they showed the Ursa so early in the draft, to be honest. I think they could have held that like one more pick. But, I mean, they have their own ideas, obviously, how this game should go. So,
so Puck already 17-0.
Yeah.
Bob's having a great time.
I mean, Puck will definitely free farm in his lane, but all Nightstalker really wants is his levels and you know his bottle, his boots, just so he can start running around. Because come nighttime, Nightstalker actually is a big threat to the Puck with that silence that lasts for 5 seconds on level 1. One of his biggest enemies. Because even the duels doesn't help against it.
Yeah, and much more so a nuisance when he's getting soul experience. Mid, you're getting a little bit more of a priority than, say, in the off lane, where sometimes that first night feels a little bit lackluster, but here he should be able to do something with it. He's already level 4. He's working towards that level 5. Things looking like, you know, they could set up for Nightstalker to be a bit more active than maybe we'd see him from the off lane.
Yeah, definitely. You just have much more levels to work with. Top lane, we can see Juggernaut struggling a little bit. I still feel like he would just be free farming, you know, on a troll. But diving is not a chance.
Yeah, Hustle under there for just a split second under the tier 1 tower, but a decay and then just Palos fainting going over is enough to push him back.
Yeah. Also holding his skill point, he might potentially put down a tombstone if necessary. But most people would just go 2 levels in Soul Rip at this point just to give you a carry a good lane.
4-minute rune ends up bottom. Double damage picked up by Bombi. Tiny now, he might be in some trouble. Throws the avalanche out. The right clicks in from Bombi to get a kill there onto Semeo.
Just be careful here in the Puck.
He's got no mana to
work not a good
with,
trade
but he does
at all.
have a mango. This is a problem. The double damage doing quite a bit. The Illusory Orb over Bombi, phase shift.
I'm not sure what the Puck is trying to do. They look quite funny. Well, now you just need to go back to base. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. But as you can see, Bombi, he knows the limits of this hero very, very well.
Yeah. Does he stay mid just because the, you know, now he can get the fill from the Tiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets the refill from the Tiny, and then you got 20 seconds until bounty runes are available anyway, so you can get that bottle fill once again.
But also nighttime coming up. It's going to be scary, scary nighttime.
Yeah. 10 seconds till the nighttime hits, and you've got a Nightstalker who's getting really close to level 6. He actually hasn't taken the Crippling Fear at all.
Yeah, he'll probably take it as 6, I would imagine. Hopefully, because without that, you're not much of a threat on the map against Juggernaut as well as Puck. So we'll see what he goes into. Oh, you can see now he's starting to be very aggressive on the Puck. And another bottle refill. Yeah, he really needs that at this point.
Yeah, another TP over towards mid, this time by Zanky, and he fills up the bottle of Bob.
That's where I, as a mid laner, I'm just like, oh man, can you just play this lane 1v1, bro? Like, what is your problem? Keeps getting this bottle refilled. And he chooses the silence, but doesn't get it off in time though. Close. If he gets the silence, there's a real possibility for a kill.
Bob, though, still CSing really well. Now the right click's coming out onto Bob. He's got the Illusory Orb to jump back already out of that bottle. Again, he is taking plenty of sips. And then bottom lane, Onryu, one more shot till he's dead, but under the tower is Bombi. He falls. And it looks like they'll at least get a trade in the Tiny.
A profit rotation to try to alleviate some pressure from the Ursa, which almost killed the Venomancer as well, barely lived. But you know, this is really like what you gotta do. Because the winning condition in the end is the Ursa. You want him to have a decent game at least so he can go to the jungle and just farm up. And honestly, he's not having the worst time. Like he's still...
Fury, Dream Coil up in the top lane. They'll go for the Clockwork. Just about dead. Hustle on the run, and one more shot to the tower. Will take him out. He knew he was dead to rights, but Zanky now getting chased by Hung. Hung goes under the tier 1. You know that the Puck just TP'd towards top. Zanky, he'll try to survive, has the Soul Rip. Taking a lot of time from this Nightstalker, but at the end of the day, it's still worth it, and he'll get the kill.
Oh, he's losing the courier to the tower. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, not always nice to lose that courier. DPC low once again, struggling with the aggression that's coming out bottom.
Yeah, still doing better than yesterday, so I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. Nightstalker are trying to rotate bottom as well, but doesn't really find anything. It's really hard to rotate without TPs, honestly, because there's always going to be a ward on you. Maybe you need to get smoked up by the support as well.
Zenki comes over, they'll look for this Phoenix. Illusory Orb in, Bombi dead again. Hung is over here. They don't want to give up this tombstone, so Zenki's trying to get the deny, but now you've got the Tiny coming over, the Avalanche as well as the toss that's right on top of the puck. Hung will throw the silence onto all three. I'll give chase for a moment, but here comes the Ursa. He's rotated. Does not feel worth it for DPC, unless they get something out of this.
It doesn't feel worth it, but do you want to go back to the Venomancer lane? Also, no. So he probably will just try to go top lane now, start to pressure the tower with the Nature's Prophet. And Coil here on the Clockwork again.
Yeah, Coil, but
let's be careful in the puck.
You've got this Nightstalker coming around. Bob in some trouble. Illusory Orb gets some distance. Now the Venomancer's coming with a Venomous Gale hitting onto Hung. Throws that crippling fear around him, but it's not enough to scare the side of Vice away.
Good rotation from the Venomancer. Gives a lot of time for the Phoenix spot lane now. Oh, he's going aggressive on the Juggernaut. He's in trouble here. Wow, the Prophet ult.
Palos, Prophet ult is enough.
Wow, he just gets sniped. So good. And he just TP'd down there, I believe, right? He did. So his TP's on cooldown.
It's the long walk.
Yeah, a walk of shame. Prophet ulted in your face.
And Prophet going for that first item Orchid, so they're looking for multiple silences to try and deal with the slippiness of this puck.
Yeah.
Make sure that he's not able to lose your orb away from you. If you can get control of the puck,
Top is getting silenced here.
Yeah, now they've got the crippling fear. He'll look for the illusory orb, but he's silent, so he can't jaunt over to it. Trying to juke through the trees. Gets over to the side for a second. Now has the phase shift, has illusory orb in a second, but it's not in time. Bob ends up dead to Hung. Nightstalker and Ursa combining. DPC involved in one. And, you know, that's the switch going up towards top. Had a struggle of a lane over bottom. 496, they're up a K.
Yeah. I mean, now we can really see why 496 is very well respected in this scene as well, in SEA. They're just so aggressive. I think they're the most aggressive SEA team out of all the upper division teams. They're just always in their face, you know. They're always trying to make plays happen. You see, even trying to dive the tower here. Toss to the Juggernaut.
And the toss right to the Jug. Battery Assault, Cogs, now he's with them. They're also bringing over Bob again.
Got a Coil if necessary, but probably won't need it.
Yeah, Illusory Orb and then the finish. Bob gets the kill. Holding that Dream Coil, I guess maybe if there's like a retaliation from 496, using it on the Clockwork. It's gotten you a couple of kills, but do you really want to be throwing it out all the time just for that clock?
Yeah, it kind of feels like a waste when the Nightstalker and Ursa as well as Prophet are just like running around like mad people. Definitely got to hold it a little bit. Might be getting a pick on the Phoenix here. Nope. Just pushing out the wave. Phoenix is level 6 soon. Actually, just got 6 from the level 10, minute 10 outpost.
Bombi found, Decay, and now the hookshot comes in from Hustler. They've got the Cogs around Onryu. They get the kill on the Venomancer very quickly. Goes to the Supernova, but this is gonna get off.
Now he's chasing the puck.
On it. I think Bob, if he just throws that right click instead of going away with the Illusory Orb, they take out the Supernova. It was one shot till dead. They have the Dream Coil. They'll get the kill on a Bombi. Finally, they find something in return. Hung's trying to get on top of Bob with the silence. Illusory Orb, though, on cooldown for another 4 seconds. And this is a bit of a problem now under the tower. Omni Slash, phase shift, survives with the Illusory Orb, but the Void is in time, and now he's over the trees. Palos can't control Hung. Just able to fly away safely, and the lead is just jumping. 3K now for 496.
Yeah, and all that space for the Ursa. He's almost back at the top of the net worth. Going for his Battle Fury, only needs 2,000 more to have it, and we spoke about a bad matchup. Juggernaut does not match up well against this Ursa.
And Ursa, who's recovering quite well after such a difficult lane up against the Venomancer. It must feel good to get that space, and 496 have done a very good job of opening that space for him.
Yeah, this puck is going to have a really, really brutal game. Only 70 gold more for the Prophet to finish his Orchid. Then he plays against the Nightstalker and an Orchid. It's just going to be so hard for him to do anything. He's so low on the net worth. Going for the Blink first, but until you get the duels, you're in trouble.
They put down the Tombstone. I don't know if that's going to be enough to deter 496. Powell's already sitting literally low. Hookshot comes out onto Onryu. He's on the run. Red comes in. Doesn't have the Wrath of Nature. He did just use that. Now they've got the Silence out onto the Jug with the Orchid showing up. Palace and Onryu are both gone.
Yeah, the power of this early Orchid. Pre-minute 12, you know, Coil here on 2 maybe. Tossed it in.
But it's into the Silence. Wow. Hunk still low. Decay on a 2. Icarus dive over. They've got the Silence on a Bob. He's trying to run. The damage, the phase shift. But it's not enough to survive. And Phoenix, with 20 health remaining, just escapes death. Meanwhile, Hung, he's not so lucky. They've got both Zenki and Semiel to kill off this Night Stalker.
Yeah, they ended up killing the Night Stalker still. He overstayed his welcome a little bit, but why did he toss his puck into 2 silences? Like, he just killed his puck, basically.
Yeah.
He had a very good 2-man coil there. They would have just gotten those kills with no problem, but instead, it's like a little bit of a disaster for this puck.
Boom handle for the Jug, who's kind of keeping up the Ursa.
Not a hook on the Veno.
Onryu, who had a decent lane, is now dealing with the repercussions of getting aggressed on by 496. Supernova down. Bob has to lose a reorb away. Bombi, it pops, but doesn't really connect with anybody.
Yeah, had to use it. It was too low. The puck was about to kill him. So that's a cooldown expended. Getting the mid tower now as well in the Ursa. He's very close to his battlefield already. Just needs one more component. And he's ahead of the Jug now by quite a bit.
And he's starting to really pull away.
Yep, as well as his profit, he's really rich. 6k net worth already. And that's what I really like about his 496 team. You know, the mid laner oftentimes just transitions into ore. We see Nighttime here, top lane.
Going after Semiel as he's trying to run with the Tiny. I don't think he's getting away from this one. He can run, but at this point in the nighttime, you can't hide. So they'll chase him. They've got the Orchid, and they have the damage. They'll get the kill. Hung with another one. They're looking towards Bob once again. They really want to just keep harassing the puck. And he has struggled with these silences. That Orchid timing has been really beneficial for the Nature's Prophet.
For sure. I mean, playing against an early Orchid with a struggling puck is always a big, big mess. Simply because the only tool you have is the Yules, but you always want to get your Blink before that Yules. So it's still probably 10, maybe even 15 minutes until he gets his Yules up. He found an Illusion Rune, though, which is basically a Manta style, so he can purge off that Orchid now. A single time only, of course. One use. They're trying to pressure the bot tower. They don't have Egg, they don't have Nighttime, so they probably have to forfeit this mid tower. And they're just looking to farm up on the side lanes. They're actually smoking down there.
Yeah, they're up by quite a bit. I know they don't have the Supernova, but it's up in 20 seconds. They have Wrath of Nature. They extend a fight long enough, and maybe it goes their way. But with no Supernova up, Phoenix will try to survive. Avalanche toss, Bombi dead again. However, Onryu, he falls.
Yep, he got found out by the Clockwork again. And Ursa makes quick work of him. I mean, don't get me wrong, Veno is great against Ursa, but if he's on top of you, he will shred you.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be this rich. But he is. They're pulling away with their lead.
Didn't exactly keep checks on him. Once he left that bottom lane, it felt like the game was a lot more free. Bottom lane, though, Hustler dying a Bob. Red's in on it. 3 heroes ready to chase, but he'll TP away.
Yep. And it's Nighttime once again. Now Night Stalker is very scary again. He went for Blink Dagger first, actually. Now the puck really doesn't want to play Dota anymore. Just all about the silences. Jack has been found out here, Prophet tipping in.
Palos, Blade Fury, they've got the silence.
Ooh, the Sprout blocked him out a bit.
Calling Blade to get out of the Sprout, yeah.
The TP was a bit premature. You should wait for the Night Stalker to silence him first and let him initiate first. But it's okay. Small mistakes happen. They're looking for the puck again. Prophet's about to TP in.
They want to go for Bob. Yeah. They've got DPC here with Hung.
Here it comes.
Prophet goes up a little bit high. He's going to be found out by the Tiny potentially, but the Sprout keeps him out of the trees. They've got the silence. They'll get the kill. Bob, who was CSing well in the lane, now in trouble in the game. The hook shot stops Zenki's TP, and they've got themselves 2. So 496, just the fluid motions around the map. It has been impressive.
Yeah, mid lane has to be careful too. If the Prophet gets a silence on him.
He goes to Blade Fury, but I don't think he gets out of this. Now the Blade Fury is going to end. They've got the silence. They'll get the kill into Palos. He's dead for 34. It's just, it's top to bottom to mid, back to bottom. Like, they're just moving all over the place.
Yeah, this is the strength of this mid Night Stalker. He's finding the Tiny here as well, who has a Blink Dagger, but as we spoke about it before, they're too tanky on the Radiant side. He can't burst anyone.
Yeah.
They have 2 Blink Daggers now, though, so if they make something happen, it has to be now.
They've been found out. Bombi ready to just, like, throw a supernova right in that area of the map if they go for a fight near this tower.
Bombi in a perfect position here, though. The egg on the high ground there could be very devastating for the Dire side if they manage to get a team fight over there.
Yeah, I don't think they end up seeing it or being able to see it in time to blow it up.
Yeah. I mean, if the egg is there, you're going to be wondering, where is this coming from? And yeah, you're more than likely just going to get stunned. Another hook shot on the puck. Orchid.
And they've got red with the Orchid. He's dead again.
Dead again. How many deaths is that now? 5 deaths already.
They've just dealt with Bob perfectly.
Yeah. They have perfect heals against it, and they executed it perfectly every time. And they itemize also to just, you know, kill this Jug, kill this puck before they do anything. This Jug also going for the Battle Fury first, not the Manta, so he's in big trouble too.
Against his Orchid, already minutes behind the Ursa on the Battle Fury.
Yep.
Venomous Gale, and there's the Rocket Flare. Hook shot on cooldown for another 25, so won't have that long-range initiation with that. But again, they do have the Blink Dagger of the Night Stalker when it's available. Blink, Silence, all of a sudden things kind of get chaotic for Vice.
Yep. Night time up in 30. This is when they really want to start pressing the issue again. Bot tower gets killed by Treants. They're invading the triangle, stealing their stack as well. Trying to stack it once more for more efficiency, and they get it. Nice. Good triple stack. Now this feels so bad if you're Dire. Getting your stack stolen, you know, you can't go anywhere on the map. You see they're invading the enemy triangle now just because it's the only safe place right now. They can't play on their own side of the map anymore.
That BB continuing to farm.
Yep. Very rich now. 9k net worth already. Prophet also 9k net worth. He's filthy rich. 700 gold to his BKB. Once that BKB is up, they really have almost no way to deal with him.
Yeah, it could be an issue. And then look at this, they're already pressing. Hung is looking to dive the tier 2. He's ready to go if anybody's even slightly out of position. 496, they're playing aggressive. They want to jump. They've got the hook shot. Anryu again caught by that hook. And again, he won't make it out with his life.
Yep. Tiny trying to cut the mid wave so they can't get the tower at least, but they have no stun to cancel him. Okay. Good job by the Tiny. At least they're protecting the tower. But the Juggernaut has to be careful.
Jug.
If he gets silenced.
Out of sight, out of mind. But they're coming top. They're going for Bob. They've got the crippling fear. However, he's ready this time with the blink. His courier ends up dead.
Oh, they're still chasing.
Yeah,
he's going to cancel him.
Yeah, they're going to find him. They've got the Void. They'll stop the TP. Bob now hit with that silence from the Orchid. The right clicks are in. Maybe a little bit more slippy with the Blink Dagger, but it's not going to matter as now Avalanche toss on a Bombi. He's taking some damage, but they've got that BB who picks up an Aegis.
Yeah.
So while all that's happening, they're going after Ursa. The objectives all over the map, and they have really capitalized on their movements. Up now 12k just 19 minutes into the game. And this has been perfect play from 496. I feel like I can't praise enough, and I don't want to sound like I'm just all on 496, but they've played the game that way. They've played it right through every section of the game so far.
Yep, I mean the relentless aggression from this team is always the talking point of this team. It's always driving them through. Oh, he has to be careful in Juggernaut.
Yeah, he's in trouble again. Tosses him back to the Venomancer. That helps him get away. Venomous Gale thrown on the Hustler. He's thinking about going through with that hook shot, and he will. He'll commit it. Ulti comes out from Anryu, but 4 more shots to kill him off. DapBB, he'll get the kill. The Supernova's out. It's well placed. They've got this Sunray right on top of Palos. They get that kill onto the Jug. They look over at Samael. They take out a 3rd, potentially a 4th in Zenki. And now Bob trying to fight 1v5, gets himself at least 1 on Hustle, and maybe a 2nd Dreamcoil committed to go onto the Phoenix and finish off Bombi. A double kill for Bob, but that is a 2 for 4. With a very good fight once again from 496.
Yep, and that was completely without the Night Stalker. He was just farming up. 400 gold to his BKB. Prophet already has his BKB, almost a Hyperstone up on him. They're just making such good use of the map, and they're just choking them out. They just have no place to go. This Juggernaut, 8k net worth, Battle Fury only. Puck with his gold infusion from those 2 kills almost has his use at least, but against his BKB Night Stalker, it won't do anything. You can't use yourself out of that.
Yeah, so we take a look at this replay once again. They went after Hustle. They went in a little bit too far. Hustle, he's not taking that much damage. He's ready to commit, going with the hook shot. They've got a great placed Tombstone as well from Zenki, but it's just not enough. That Tombstone just being so far behind at this point of the game, it's not going to matter. Hustle focuses his attention on that. The Soul Orb keeps it alive for 1 more second, but at that point, you've already lost 4, and Bob just trying to find a way to really get something out of that exchange. And he does get 2 kills. That's all right for him. But overall, Vice, that is not a fight that they're even close to winning.
Yeah, and it's a very good gold infusion for him. As we said, now he has a Yule Scepter. The Prophet won't be able to kill him anymore, but the Night Stalker will. And honestly, the only way now for Dire to really come back is Jug needs to get very rich, and they need an Aghanim Scepter on the puck to deal with the BKBs. That's really the only way right now. But it's going to be tough to get there.
Scale avoided.
Yep, going on the puck
now
here.
They found Bob again. Sprout around him, phase shift. Illusory Orb for the jump. Avalanche toss. That's going to hit Bobby. They've got the Sunray on top of Bobby. Still dead, crippling fear. And just surviving with the TP away. But Onryu, he's dead to DPC, who's still holding on to the Aegis. Has that BKB. Going for the Blink Dagger next. Just down their throat aggression from 496.
He solo killed the Venomancer. How the tables have turned, huh? Who's the bully now?
Very much the Ursa.
Very much the Ursa indeed. They're probably just going to wait till nighttime until they pressure the high ground, which is 1 minute out from now. Undying trying to cut Wave's top. This just looks like a little feed though.
Zanky spotted. Jug is here. They bring over Red. They're going to focus their attention on Zanky. Now look the other way to maybe get a kill onto the Jug, but with him moving off this Undying, takes just that much longer for Hung to finish off Zanky. And now he's unstoppable.
Yep, 17k gold behind. This Phoenix, he has a hood on his way to a Lotus Orb. He's almost unkillable. You know, all they have on Dire at this point is magic damage, and he has a hood on Phoenix, 1700 health. It's just incredibly tough to even kill the supports. What about the Clockwork? His Glimmer Cape, which is basically a hood if he glimmers himself, and the Yule Scepter. They are all so incredibly rich.
They really are, and there's that Blink Dagger getting debuted. Venomous Scale thrown out as well as the Poison Nova. They've got the Sunray. Here comes Red, ready to go. Sprout, Orchid, and the damage onto the Veno is enough. DPC with another kill and holding on to that Aegis still.
Yep. I think they might want to go high ground soon. Clock TPing top actually to try to catch the Tiny. He got him with the hook shot.
Hook shot comes through. Tiny in trouble. Semi-out. Throws out the Avalanche, but Red's joined in on the fight. So they've got the Orchid, they have the damage, and another kill now, 29-12. They've set up an 18k lead, and Nature's Prophet, he's also gone into the Blink Dagger. So he's looking to close the distance, make sure if Puck blinks away, I'm right there with you. I've got the Orchid. That feels like it's just to stay on top of anybody who's going to try and blink away.
Very much so. It's like a complete snowball item build. And yeah, I mean, I love the way they're itemizing. It's almost perfect with the position they're in the game right now.
Bob again just getting harassed.
Yeah, but really, like, Dire has to get out of the base right now. Of course, Puck is the one who's pushing out side lanes, but his Juggernaut is not getting much farm. He needs to be the one, you know, that gets like the most of the gold of the Dire team, but he's just not finding much. Still, not even doesn't even have his Manta style yet.
And the Nature's Prophet went for the Shard.
Yeah,
Ascension,
nighttime.
Looking for Zanky, trying to run into the trees, but he's
Juggernaut,
been spotted. Hook shot. Hustler changes his target. Now they've got the crippling fear hung on top of him. They get the kill on a Palace. They look over at Zanky. They'll chase this Undying. Zanky gonna run. He's not gonna be able to hide. He's dead again. Sunray on Onryu. They are all over these heroes, all over the map. Here comes Red. He's using that TP with the right clicks, has the Sprout, gets the kill. 20k lead for 496. It's not the most global lineup, but they are moving around the map. Like they have Nature's Prophet and Storm just ready to go with like a recall. It just feels like they have such a global presence, and it's really outstanding, and they've played everything right. For Vice, though, I like you said, they got to get out on the map. They have to find some farm. They're just going to fall further and further behind if they just are corralled into those steps and onto the base.
Yeah, but it is so scary to go out of your base against the Night Stalker as well as a Prophet and Clockwork. There's so much long-distance initiation, you know, like you've seen it here. The Juggernaut just pushed out like 2 waves, you know, instantly just gets killed.
Yeah. Absolutely
obliterated. And I mean, at this point, honestly, it seems like an unwinnable game. They will just have to wait for mistakes from the Radiant side.
Orchid, hook shot, now the Sprout around him. He tries to get away, but he's dead once again. He's got buyback available. He'll be dead for 49 seconds. We'll see if he commits the buyback. They get the kill on Zanky. They'll look with the Supernova. It's right on top of the base, in between the tier 3s and the tier 4s of the Dire side. Bob, he'll lose her orb and jump back. You've already bought back on the Undying. You're trying to hold it on Palace as much as possible because he still wants that Manta. He needs to have some sort of economy to back up this Jug. You've got a Basher picked up by the Ursa, and they're taking your top tier 3 as well as that set of racks. Toss, Dream Coil, snaps it. This is all for a clock. It's a kill, so it's worth something for them, but now they got to get a little bit more. They need to make them pay for this. Red goes in deep. He blinks away, trying to take his life with him. Pops the BKB, goes for the TP, and they just don't have anything to catch this Nature's Prophet. However, they go for the Phoenix. They've got the silence on top of him. With the crippling fear, though, of Hung turning this around. Bombed again. Palos trying to at least get something. Bomb be gone, but with Jug alive once again, he falls just as quickly. And he's going to die. Zanky will join him in the grave. 3 heroes down on the side of Vice. Make it a 4th triple kill for Hung. This is looking like it's potentially the end for Vice in game 1.
Yeah, it's been a brutal beatdown. Ever since that first nighttime started, you know, they've just found so much aggression all around the map over and over again. And Vice never really managed to deal with it, you know. Like, the only way you deal with it is having numbers in position before it happens.
Yeah.
But they were just not able to get a read on 496's gameplay at all. Like, I've said it before, 496 is notorious for their aggression. And you can see in this game why. They're so good. They're so fast. They will punish your mistakes immediately. This is also why they've had such a flawless lower, or rather qualifier run. Simply because it's so hard to deal with this. You know, like what do you do at this point? You can't go out on the map anymore at all.
It's their style of play. But it almost feels like maybe Vice weren't expecting such aggression.
Yeah.
It was like Night Stalker hit that 6, and that was go time. And that's so early into the game. And I especially think they benefited from the fact that Nature's Prophet got that early Orchid and was able to move around the map and harass Bob. Yeah. Really make his game almost impossible to play.
I mean, Ursa, we spoke about, had a tough early 10 minutes or so. But then after, the team just made so much space for him.
There they go again, looking for Samuel. He'll get 4-staff back. Now they go for the racks. This will be Megas.
Yep.
Toss, Dream Coil by BKB. DPC focuses on Zanky. He throws down the tombstone before he loses his life. They get the kill to this Undying. They'll look for more Onryu trying to get up these stairs, maybe to some safety, but the hookshot comes out from Hustla. They have the Sprout around this puck. They'll stop that Yules with the Nullifier, but there's the Abyssal Blade that was finished off by DPC. Kills off Palos again, and GG is called by Vice. 496 will take game 1, and they just go into the well and finish off the entire team.
Yep, I am not gonna lie. The last time I've seen a 40k